Today we're going to talk about yarn. I decided it would be fun to do sort of a yarn acquisition from the last quarter of last year. This is the yarn that I bought last year from October through December. So let's start simple. So my husband has requested that I knit him some kilt socks, and I had some gray yarn. I was like, I can knit it with this gray yarn that I already have. He wanted black kilt socks because his kilt is in the quote Loud McLeod tartan, and it's basically mustard yellow with black and then little stripes of red. So I got this, and I'm pretty sure I got this at the Yarn Stop in Clawson. It's more of the heritage sock yarn. Now, I talked about the heritage sock yarn in my last vlog, and I know I had complained a little bit about it because it does pill really badly. The good thing about these is if it does end up pilling and we need some darning done, or I need to basically fix these socks in the future, it'll be very easy to find more plain black sock yarn, even if I can't get the heritage anymore, although this is Cascade, and I think Cascade is going to be around for quite some time. So then the next thing I'm going to talk about is probably this yarn that I bought, since the kids are upstairs, and I can put this at the bottom later. So my daughter's best friend's birthday is coming up, and she loves rainbow everything. So I got some of this. I'm going to knit her a sweater. She loves the sweater that I knit her for Christmas, so I'm going to knit her a sweater out of this for her birthday. And let me get it really close to the camera so you can see. So we have yellow, and then this like orange, almost like a magenta-y color, and then we go into this bright, bright pink, and then we have a softer purple, a light green, a light blue, and like this medium purple. And the soft purple, there's only a little tiny bit of it because it's kind of really just part of the pink, and it's only purpley because it's going into that green color. But she's got a dress with all these colors on it, and it's a short sleeve dress, so she'll be able to wear it in the spring now. It's like her favorite dress, and hopefully she'll be able to wear it a bit longer. She is almost grown out of it though, lengthwise, but as long as she wears leggings with it, it can be a shirt. And then of course my daughter's favorite colors are purple and green, so which I mentioned when I was talking about that brioche scarf, which I finished and I will show you at the end of this video. So I got her this, and it starts with a pretty blue in the middle, and we've got purple and then a kind of grayish purple, green, and yellow. But I really feel like she's gonna love this. It's mostly green and purple with just a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow. And she does like the sweater that I made her for Christmas. She wears it to school almost every day. So while I was buying that yarn at Joann's, I did a bad. I made an impulse buy, a major impulse buy. I'm trying not to impulse buy yarn as often as possible these days because it's just, my stash is getting a little out of hand. In fact, I had started to record a sort of stash tour, kind of like how we did the toy tour earlier on. I started to record a stash tour, and unfortunately it got to be about an hour and 20 minutes long. Anyway, this is a very roundabout way of me trying to say that I try not to buy yarn that I don't have a plan for, right? Like this yarn here, I had a plan for it. I knew I was going to make those sweaters for the girls. I knew what it was for. That sock yarn, I knew what I was going to make that with that. It was a request from my husband. I know what I'm going to use it for. These, I have a slight idea of what I'm going to use them for. I might use them for a sweater for my daughter. I might use them as a sweater for me. I have enough of it to make a sweater. But when I saw it was on clearance or a really good sale at Joann's, and I couldn't stop myself. It's so pretty. And I know I'm just making excuses. So this is the Lion Brand Yarns Ferris wheel. And look at these colors. And I can see them on my viewfinder here, and I know how good they look on that. Keep in mind that every time I show you guys a yarn on this channel, it does not do it justice. This is the brightest, prettiest, most creative yarn I have seen come from a major studio like Lion Brand in a long time, possibly ever. This is gorgeous yarn. And so this colorway is Sprinkles. Like, no two balls are exactly the same. Like, these two are really close to the same. But then you go into like this one here. It's just the way the colors are, because what it is you got every part of the yarn is two colors spun together. And so you can really see it right here. This is a really good example. So you have the green and the teal, and it moves into the green, like yellow, green, and orange, and it moves into orange and yellow, green. And then right here you've got, it's almost completely orange because we're moving into this pink and purple, purple and blue. And it's just this really cool, creative, pretty yarn. It is 100% acrylic, which is the only real problem for me, which means if I make something for myself, it'll have to be something that I don't wear directly against my skin. For some reason, acrylic, I think it's because it doesn't breathe, it makes me itch. I spoke about this in one of my first yarn haul. I think it was either the Wish yarn haul or it was one of my first like knitting specific vlogs. Like, I swear I'm not a yarn snob, but I mean, for goodness sakes, I bought Lion Brand. People tend to give them a lot of flack, especially for like their Super Saver. But I can't wear acrylic directly against my skin. I have one sweater that is acrylic that I will wear that, with a short sleeve shirt under it or a tank top under it. And by the end of the day, I usually have like a red rash. And I hate it because there are a lot of very beautiful, very creative acrylic yarns coming out now. I can't wear them. I don't know what it is. It could be just that because I overheat very easily and acrylic doesn't breathe at all. So that could be a big part of it. Apparently my new addiction is these 2-color plied yarns, because that's all that is. I've got 5 balls of this Ferris wheel at 270 yards per ball, right? So I've got well over 1,000 yards of this stuff. And then I also bought these, which I'm thinking now that I've got the hang of brioche, I may actually do something with these using a solid neutral color, maybe like a gray or a brown, and make a scarf with these. I also make some of the fingerless mitts that I make to sell on my Etsy out of these because it's so pretty, and I think that's what I originally bought it for. But then I got selfish and wanted to keep it for myself. But I bought it with my business cards, so I kind of maybe have to do something with it, or at least make an equal exchange. So this looks like JoJo Land's Rhythm Superwash. And you can find it at www.jojoland.com, and I'm pretty sure I got this at Crafty Lady Trio up on Hall if you live in my area. Crafty Lady Trio is it's a very big yarn shop, but everybody there is super nice. They've only got like one big table for like sitting and knitting and socializing, if that's something you like to do at your local yarn shop. They only have one big table, and if there's a class there, you have nowhere you can sit down, and you can't just buy your yarn and go sit down and knit, which is one of the reasons that I like the Yarn Stop in Clawson, because they have not only like a table in their front room where you can sit and knit, it's a smaller, cozier environment, and they have a whole room next to the shop that's all seating. This is the JoJo Land Rhythm Superwash, and I got it from Crafty Lady Trio, and it is 100% superwash wool. So this is Iris. Yeah, this is Iris, and they're both Iris. Oh, good, I did find 2 of the same. Sometimes it's hard to tell with these because of the way they're spun. They look how vastly different these 2 look. These are the same colorway, right? And it's because they take the 2 different types, like the 2 colors of yarn, and actually it's 3 colors in this case. So they'll take 3 colors of yarn and they'll apply them together. And it's such a novel concept to me, but it's also like, is this the new popular thing? And when I make something out of this, when I wear it 5 years from now, are people going to be like, oh, you got caught up in that craze? You know, like I ended up giving away, throwing away, or frogging and donating the yarn for every eyelash item that I made, because eyelash yarn was super big when I started to learn how to knit in 2002, and it kind of fell out, understandably, because now that I look back, eyelash yarn is the worst. And then I had all the stuff that I made out of it. I bought so much eyelash yarn, and then it all went on clearance. It all went on clearance, and I used to have a real problem. And I mean, as you can see with that Ferris wheel, I still have a bit of a problem with yarn that's on sale. I used to have a real problem with things on clearance, to the point where I would buy something I would never use just because somebody might want it, and I got it for $1. And so I had mountains of eyelash yarn, mountains of eyelash yarn. Like, what are you doing, Amber? What have you done to yourself? You are drowning in this yarn, and 3 months after you bought it, you hate it. Nobody's using it anymore. All the patterns that you find for it are hideous. What did you do to yourself? Here comes more clearance yarn again. This is why I said I did it bad. And there's too much of it here. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know why I'm addicted to this yarn so much, because every time I knit something out of it, unless it's entrelac, I don't usually love it. I have a few things that I've knit that I've frogged. It's bad news bears. I don't know why I keep doing it. I have a whole bunch of this brand already. So, somebody at City Knits said that they have a problem with the business practices of Noro, and I haven't taken the time to look that up. If you have a problem with the business practices of Noro, please let me know what it is. I will do my research soon. I haven't had time to do the research on Noro as to why they were so unhappy with their business practices. It is a Japanese company. I don't know if they use Japanese labor to make it, or if the company is Japanese and they outsource the actual yarn production to China or something like that. This was on clearance, and I adore almost everything that Noro has come out with. Their colors are so beautiful and vibrant. So the first one I'm going to look into, this is one of those types of yarns that isn't spun so much as it's like a chain. And this is the Noro Matsuri. And it looks like you can find Noro, let's see, it's eisakunoro.com. So EISAKUNORO. And this is the yarn is called Matsuri, and the color, it is a cotton wool blend, 87% cotton, 13% wool. So this is color number 4. And that's all I got was color number 4. I got 3 balls of it. And the put up of this is, let's see, 145 meters. So there's enough of this to maybe do a t-shirt or something. And I think this will make a really good like spring t-shirt, or maybe a long sleeve shrug. Something I can wear over my, I have a couple of dresses that this would go okay with. I have a couple of dresses with some purple in them. I have some fabric I want to make some dresses out of that I could make something like this to go with. So I think it would be a really good yarn for that. Then I have 3 more balls of Noro. These, like I said, these were all on clearance. I don't know if, this is that Crafty Lady Trio again. I don't know if they are getting rid of Noro, because the last time I was up there, because I bought this was like one of the first things from this yarn acquisition group that I have here that I bought. I don't know if they're getting rid of Noro. I did not see much of it the last time I was there, but the stuff that I saw was not on sale. So it could just be that they're waiting to get some more stuff in. Oh, here's my teacup today. I've got some mint green tea from the set that my stepmom got me a long time ago. And his little fox. Look how cute he is. Since I talked about tea a whole lot last time. So this is, okay, I have some more of this different colorway, this type of yarn. It's Cleopatra. So this is their Cleopatra yarn, and it's spelled Kureopatora if you want to look for it online. This is color 1006, and I'm pretty sure I once again got all the same. Yeah, so this is color 1006, and it's dark green, olive green, there's some teal in there, there's some medium green. It's just lots of different greens. And I have the Cleopatra yarn in a colorway that's got teal and pink and magenta and purple and yellow and just like every color of the rainbow, and it's all random where the colors land. Like they're long colorways, but it's all random where they land, and not like this one where they're basically fading into each other. But this is what Noro does best. Long colorway, vibrant colors. And that's why I like them. And I guess self-striping yarn is kind of my thing lately, because I hate weaving in ends and I want something that's pretty and that stripes. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into stuff. I have a really cool book called, I think it's either Knitting or Crochet Off the Axis, and I think that might be a good one for that because there's a lot of stuff that's knit sleeve end to sleeve end, and I think that would look kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff that's knit kind of diagonal. I think that would look pretty cool too. Speaking of long colorway yarns, there's a theme today, you guys. There's a theme. What did I do? So if you've been to Joann's, Michael's, I don't even know if it's at Michael's, I just know it's at Joann's. It's Lion brand, so it's probably at Michael's. Anyway, if you've been to any of the big box yarn stores in the world, anywhere that sells Lion brand, you've seen this. Unless it's a Joann's exclusive, but the point is I got it at Joann's, and every time I have a 50 or 60% off coupon and it's not already on sale, which is almost every time, I have bought one. And it's a problem. It's a problem. So I bought 4 of these specifically for selling what I make out of them. The other one I bought for myself. So I'll start with the one I bought for myself. So I have this really cute red dress. It's red with black stuff all over it. It's very pinup looking. It's got like oceanic stuff. So it's got anchors and birds and that sort of stuff. No skulls and crossbones for once. And thanks, Torrid. And so I needed something that I could wear as a shawl with it because I don't have a shawl that matches it. And I do have some red yarn that I was going to use to make a shawl. I was trying to put together a Game of Thrones knitting book, and that just kind of fell through the cracks because Mom. So I'm probably going to go back and use the red yarn as well, but I have a couple of red dresses that I can wear it with. Anyway, so I got this one. So this is the Shawl and a Cake by Lion brand. And I got this black, gray, and white. That will go with a lot of my dresses. And then I'm on the fence on whether I'm going to keep this one for myself because I have a couple of outfits, especially some of my steampunk stuff, that this one would go with. And I really love this one's sparkly. It's not quite catching the light as well as I'd like, but it's sparkly. And then I got this gray, which is also sparkly. You can barely tell, and the sparkles in this are the blue, yellow, and pink. Why do they keep doing blue, yellow, and pink sparkles in yarn? Why is the pansexual pride flag in all of my sparkly yarns? I don't mind. I have lots of pansexual friends. I just think it's funny that those are the colors they choose and the order that they put them in every single time. Do you know you're doing this, yarn companies? Anyway, this one's definitely for sale. As much as I love it, I don't have anything personally in my wardrobe that goes with it. But it's gorgeous. And then here's the big one. I think I'm going to make a wingspan out of this. But it looks very draconic to me. Sort of magical fairy dragon. Those are my yarn acquisitions for the end of last year. I hope that wasn't horrifyingly boring. If you like stuff like this, I can keep my yarn separated like I did this time, and I can talk about it more because I just bought some new Sugar Bush Fibers yarn for a sweater that I want to make soon. Real quick before I leave, I'm going to go get my brioche scarf so you guys can see it. So since my last video, I have finished this, and I finished an alpaca hat using Andean Treasure for my husband in blue, which he loves. I will show that off another time once it's been worn a bit, but I just wanted to show this off. Like, I am so proud. It turned out so good. So, one whole color from this was not used. The last darker gray purple was not used at all. And that just has to do with the fact that this purple, the darker purple, it's different in length. So I've got the gray green, the sage green, the acid green, and the plum purple. And I adore it. I think it turned out really, really nice. It's super warm and comfy. It doesn't itch. And this was the craftsy one. So delightful. And I learned brioche, and I had to frog it 3 times, and now I know what I'm doing, and it's very therapeutic and repetitive, and I enjoyed myself deeply while making it, even during the frustrating times. So Thanks everybody for watching. I hope this video doesn't turn out too long. I'm going to edit the crap out of it. And remember to follow me on all the social medias. You can find me as Be My Full Moon literally everywhere. Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, everywhere except Twitter and Ravelry, where I use my old name, which is Aorai. That's A-O-U-R-A-I. We call it the vowel movement for a reason. Just follow me, contact me, talk to me. If you have an idea for something you'd like me to talk about that you happen to like see on my Instagram, let me know. Comment on a photo and be like, hey, can you talk about this on your show? So I would love to do that. And then I will hopefully get a video out in the next few months of me having made some things out of this yarn so you guys can see what happens to it all. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys all again. Just, you know, keep being crafty and enjoy all the colors, because this is a great season for colors. We need it. It's so drab outside. So, bye!